world where legacies are passed down from parents to children, Apichai inherited his father's mansion along with a dark trait, the heart of a serial killer. Apichai's upbringing was grim, marked by a father's violent past and a mother's flight from the law. Left to fend for himself in a world of neglect and despair, he faced trials no child should ever know. As he grew older, he inevitably mirrored his father's violent tendencies, becoming a killer himself. In the heart of bustling Bangkok, nestled amidst the streets and vibrant markets, lay the property inherited by Apichai Ongwisit. It was a legacy passed down from his father, Chaiwat Chris, the owner of the now defunct Usai Market. Marketplaces in Bangkok were more than just places of commerce. They were vibrant hubs teeming with life, treasures, and tales waiting to unfold. Apichai's childhood was one of privilege, growing up in the comfort of his family home alongside his parents and younger sister. Money was never a concern, courtesy of the prosperous business built by his father. But fortune, as they say, is a fickle companion. Tragedy struck when Apichai was just a young boy. His father's arrest sent shockwaves throughout their once happy home. The accusations were grim. Murder. The victim, a 12-year-old girl. It was a crime that stained their family name forever. Raised by distant relatives who offered little solace, Apichai found himself adrift in the vast expanse of Bangkok streets. It was a lonely existence, marked by the absence of familiar warmth and guidance. His mother, a complicit in the crime entangled in a web of deceit, fled the country with Apichai's sister, leaving him behind to navigate the harsh realities of the world alone. With his father's demise, Apichai became the sole heir to their tainted family property. The House of Horrors, as it came to be known, stood as a grim reminder of the atrocities that have transpired within its walls. The name Apichai Ongwisit casts a long shadow of terror. Born into a family tainted by violence and neglect, Apichai's descent into darkness seemed inevitable. His father, Chaiwat Ongwisit, was infamous for his murderous tendencies, and his mother, fleeing from the law, left Apichai to fend for himself amidst torment and neglect. As he matured, Apichai tragically followed in his father's footsteps, becoming a violent killer himself. The Ongwisit family, while appearing affluent through their market business, harbored deep-seated darkness within. Apichai's childhood was marred by tragedy, where his father's arrest staining the family name. Left to navigate the streets of Bangkok alone, Apichai's path towards violence and depravity seemed inevitable, as he inherited not just the family estate, but also his father's sinister legacy. He delved into illicit activities, including drug dealing, and indulged in the city's darkest pleasures. His possessive nature drove away potential partners, leading him down a path of isolation and brutality. Apichai's trade was in drugs, his specialty being methamphetamine, but he wasn't content with the ordinary concoctions. No, he added his twist by mixing caffeine into the meth, creating a lethal blend that became infamous in the city's seedy circles. Yet his pursuits didn't end with drug distribution. Apichai's life was twisted. He craved ownership of others, yet shunned loyalty himself. His relationships were fraught with manipulation and violence, leaving a trail of broken souls in his wake. One such victim was Kik Warrenthorne, a young woman from rural Thailand struggling to make ends meet. She found herself drawn to Apichai's web, initially lured by the promise of financial security. Their encounters began innocently enough, with visits to host clubs and late nights spent in each other's company. But beneath the surface, a darker reality loomed. As the relationship deepened, Kik discovered the true extent of Apichai's depravity. She became entangled in his world of drugs and violence, trapped by his possessive grip. Her attempts to break free only fueled his rage, and he became paranoid and worried that she would leave him. Because of his insecurities, he forced her to sleep in a metal casket. She was suffocated, and when she died, Apichai threw her body into the pond. Just a reminder, this was a girl he claimed to love. The remains of Kik Warrenthorne could only be identified by a large tattoo on her back. But Kik was not Apichai's only victim. Beneath the murky waters of his property lay a chilling secret, the remains of countless others who had crossed his path. The discovery of 28 pieces of human ribs and hair on January 16th, followed by the recovery of an additional 288 bone fragments weighed down by heavy dumbbells the next day, along with the subsequent finding of 30 more bones in a casket on January 23rd, suggests that at least 3 women, including Warrenthorne, may have been victimized. Despite Apichai's attempts to evade justice, his crimes caught up with him in a dramatic showdown. Arrested and brought to trial, he faced the weight of his actions. Witnesses testified against him, painting a damning portrait of his character. In the end, justice prevailed, and and Apichai was sentenced to life behind bars. In January 2021, the judge overturned his case and found him guilty on all charges. Consequently, he received a 25-year sentence for drug possession, an 11-year term for assault, and a life sentence for murder, narrowly escaping the death penalty. While I've seen people diverge from their parents' path, the saying, "the apple never falls far from the tree," rings true in this tale, as Apichai indeed mirrored his murderous father. As the city grappled with the aftermath of Apichai's crimes, whispers of his haunted residence echoed throughout the streets. In the end, it wasn't just the victims who were trapped by his darkness, but the city itself, haunted by the specter of a man who killed the ones he claimed to love.